Today, I will tell you about a profitable strategy from one of the channel's parts that is profitable in crypto. The win rate of this strategy is over 80%, and by trailing the profits, it can multiply several times. This post has important points beneficial for you with every method you use for trailing, so stay with me until the end of this post. First of all, I want to extend a special thanks once again to all the dear ones who trust their usual strategies and send them to me, and I present these strategies to you in the channel. Truly, friends have sent very solid strategies, and the number of people sending these strategies to me is increasing day by day. And there is also an effort to ensure that at least one or two of the friends' strategies are placed in the channel, considering the recent growth of Bitcoin and major digital currencies. Today, I try to present a strategy that works exceptionally well for the crypto market. This friend who sent me the strategy, I observed their trades, and over the past month, they managed to achieve around 800% profit. An important point about this strategy is that over the past 3 years, they have only used this strategy. You might not believe it, but during the decline Bitcoin experienced, from around $69,000 to about $15,000, they were able to make very good profits even in this downturn using this method. So one of the points I definitely want to emphasize is to write it down and try to move forward according to it. If your strategy has been backtested well and you have been able to be profitable with it, it doesn't mean that you should abandon or make changes to that strategy after one losing trade, 2 losing trades, or even several losing trades. This is conditional on having conducted a very good backtest and having made at least 50 trades with it, and your statement has been profitable. The method that this friend used, they were not aware of one of the principles that Michael mentions in ICT, which is that we must consider the upper and lower 50% range. The range above 50% is considered the premium range, and the range below 50% is considered the discount range. So, when does this range become useful to us? Now let's zoom in a bit on the chart. If we look at this trend, it is quite clear that our trend is an upward trend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This indicates to us that our trend is a bullish trend. So in our trend, we are only allowed to take long positions and should not be looking for sell positions at all. Yes, perhaps in this trend that we have here now, we have lower lows and lower highs. So here we can only take short or sell positions. Now let's go back to the trend that we started from around $15,000. Here, observe that the low here is higher compared to this low, and the high here is higher compared to this high. So for us, this is considered an upward trend. And if we look at this chart here, it is clear that a change of character has occurred for us. Well, after our friend identified the trend, meaning it has become clear here that it is an upward trend, he came and used the Fibonacci. And they came and identified the range into 2 areas, above 50% and below 50% of the existing trend. Now I came there, marked it with 1, 0 and -1. As you can see, why we have reached the area below 50% of this upward movement. Leg. So this can be considered a buy signal for us here. So we came here and took a buy position. Where should we place our stop loss? They had made the purchase approximately in this range. This is exactly the position I saw from them. They had placed their stop loss at the $24,000 range. Now, I think I didn't draw it correctly here. It's approximately a range about $1,000 lower than where the purchase was made. Give it a color, external stop loss. They positioned themselves and look for 3-bar patterns, which is exactly what happened here, and they were almost able to capture their 3-bar pattern. I will later point out an important aspect of this strategy. regarding where they closed their positions, meaning they didn't close positions here unless the situation was really unfavorable. Well, here we have another profitable move. In this area, another change of character has occurred, allowing it to break above the previous high that was here. The important point is that in the current trend we are in, if we apply a Fibonacci retracement from here, meaning from the bottom of the channel where we started moving, and consider this area U as the top of this channel, considering this as a bullish leg, you can see that it didn't reach the 50% area, meaning it didn't reach our 0 point. So we couldn't take a position Kim O here. What our friend did was very interesting to me. They had also considered this bullish leg as a bullish leg for themselves and had come from here to mark this 50 area, which they believed was crucial for their strategy. Now let me remove this other area, as it no longer serves the purpose it once did in our analysis. Well, when it broke down from here, when it started moving upwards, they again correctly took another buy position within the 50 range. So if we consider this point our entry point in the market, meaning when it breaks above the 50 range again, they took the 43,000 range in the market. The point here is that in this particular position we decided to take, we had carefully and strategically established a stop loss, approximately $1,000 lower. But here, considering that the value of Bitcoin itself has increased, they set their stop loss approximately $2,000 lower, and here they are looking for a 3R opportunity. Exactly here, they were indeed able to achieve that 3R. As you can clearly see here, in this profit leg that we have, they considered this profit leg as a significantly bullish leg. And as we can definitely see, we didn't reach below the 5% range to be considered a buying zone for us. And again, we had a bullish move, so on the daily time frame, we took two positions based on this existing strategy, one here and one here. Well, our friend did the same thing. They still have the position they took here, according to what they said. They still have the position they took here as well. Why? Because they believe that the overall market trend is bullish. And what they did to capture the fluctuations is that they looked for these fluctuations in lower time frames. We will also examine this in the lower time frame and take a look at the overall situation of the results now. But in general, they currently have two long positions on the daily time frame that they are still holding. Before we continue with the strategy, I recommend you definitely check out the channel. I've placed a really interesting strategy there that can help you regardless of the trading style you use. I've tried to include strategies that are truly profitable. I highly recommend not missing out on the amazing trader Almond's strategy, the legendary trading strategy for digital currencies. And Forex works really well, and you should try to use this strategy too. Make sure to check out some of the strategies because they can really help you. An important point about our friend's strategy that I forgot to mention is that they also went funded. They analyzed the dollar, and considering the current situation with the dollar, meaning the good economic condition in the US and the decrease in expected inflation, there is no longer an expectation of an interest rate hike. It is very likely that we might see a decrease in US interest rates, which itself helps. It suggests that the devaluation of the dollar, which Bitcoin and most currencies dependent on the dollar are tied to, could lead to their growth. Well, let's return to the Bitcoin chart on the 1 hour time frame. Let's lower the time frame a bit, and as you can see here, the trend we have is an upward trend. That is, if we look from here. It is clear that the lows and highs are higher. We have this. Now let me enlarge this a bit. Well, what our friend did was that they considered this upward leg here And when it went below this area, meaning here and here, they took 2 positions. These positions that I'm explaining to you actually happened. They either entered a buy position here or here, exited around the 27,300 range and set their stop loss at 26,300. This means it was approximately in this area where their stop loss wasn't hit. I think it was either here or here, though I'm not exactly sure. 26,300, and they were looking for a 3R. They entered this position again here because the candles they saw here were strong candles. They came here and took a buy position with the same previous conditions that truly existed. Well, when we reached our target of 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, did they close their positions or not? What they actually did was, when we had a pullback on the chart, they set the bottom of that pullback as their stop loss. That means the positions they took here and here, they used this area as their stop loss. When this peak, so we gave 2 positions with their stop loss set at the 28,000 range, and they are currently in profit. The next thing they did was observe this profit leg because it didn't reach the 50% range. They should specify this verse. As you can see, it hasn't reached the 50% range of the area where the correction exists, meaning it hasn't reached the discount range. So they don't take a position here either. The next thing he does is we have this upward leg. And here too, it can be said that in the 1-hour time frame, it doesn't give us any position. Why? Because we haven't reached the 50% range. Note that I am working in the 1-hour time frame, while he is trading with this strategy even in the 5-minute or 1-minute time frame. That means if we want to identify this area, we can take several positions in the 5-minute time frame according to this strategy. Personally, I believe that this strategy, which our friend told us about, is truly a profitable strategy, and even Michael uses this method. He identifies the trend in the higher time frame and then in the lower time frame. He comes, and if the trend is bullish, he looks for his trading positions and setups within the discount area, which can be considered these zones, to take a position. He has used exactly this method, and I have truly experienced very good profitability. Keep in mind that his method is one that can also be profitable in a bearish trend, and is not just for a bullish trend. Thank you very much for indeed being with me today. Please go and review this method on bearish trends and look for sell positions in the premium zones. I'm sure this method can help you significantly. Thank you very much for truly being with me today. Please like the content, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.